Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. All right, so last night we talked about what Mystic Champions I want. Tonight we're going to talk about what Cosmic Champions I want. And if I want them, you want them, and so does everybody else. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and if you got a question or comment, leave a question or comment. Okay, so here is a picture of the 5-star Cosmic Champions that I currently have right now. I've got quite a bit. There are not very many that I don't have, but there are a few that I would like that I don't have. So if we go through this list, I've got six. Okay, so there's the 5-star. All right, so if we go through this list, here are the ones that I do want, either as a 5 or a 6-star. So Cosmic Ghost Rider is number 1 on the list. And why is he number 1 on the list? He's number 1 on like probably the overall list of what I want right now. I've got a 4-star of him. He is just a complete and total beast. He is a power gain god. He is a damage god. So he doesn't take bleed. He is immune to incinerates. Again, when he fights a villain, he has a 100% chance to place an indefinite armor buff on armor break debuff on them. When he triggers armor up, fury, precision, all that stuff, he also has a 100% chance to put a judgment on his opponent. Each judgment can be stacked a single time. It lasts indefinitely. Each judgment placed on the opponent increases the duration of any buff triggered by 20%. Upon gaining 5 or more judgments, there's a 100% chance to place a power lock. Really, it never even gets to that point. Doesn't really ever get to that point. When struck, if the judgment of armor is not active, he gets an armor up buff. First hit in the 5 combo with a medium attack, if the judgment of vigilance, it's a 100% chance to trigger it, preventing attacks from missing for 10 seconds. Light 1 gives you power gain. If the judgment of power gain is not active, there's a 100% chance to trigger a power gain. When he charges a heavy attack, if the judgment of aptitude is not active, it activates. Increasing potency of armor up, fury, cruelty, precision buffs, and triggered by 50%. So, and his special attacks, he gets Judgment of Cruelty, increasing critical rating damage by 632. So, I seem to, like whenever I've used him, and I only use him really right now in Arena, but when I do use him in Arena, I end up with this second one, which I end up, so what I try and do is I try and parry, so that stuns them, and then I use a heavy attack, and then he gets Judgment of Aptitude, and then first hit out of a 5 combo with a light attack, I get that power gain, and he goes from nothing to 2 bars of power, and then I special to him, and that almost always kills him. So on activation, if the Judgment of Precision is not active, 100% chance to trigger Judgment of Precision, increasing critical rate by 7,200 points, and 100% chance to inflict armor break, removing 1 armor up buff and reducing armor by 1,472. So guaranteed almost every time in Arena when he does this, dead. And so 5 or 6-star would be what I want. That would be the best. He's got damage. He's got power gain. He's got all these judgments. He is just a beast. Okay, so who else do I want as a 5 or 6-star that I don't have? So I'm not going to talk about Odin because Odin is new. So not going to touch that. We're going to leave it alone. I would like, let's get rid of these 4 stars and go to the 5 stars. So you can see I don't have the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Heimdall and Hela. So Heimdall, I want for the synergies. I've got a 4-star Heimdall, but I'd like to have a 5 or a 6-star. Just to put him in there to go. He's okay to fight with, but he is a synergy guy. Hela, Furies. So Hela can charge her heavy attack, and she will consume her souls, and then she will stack Furies up. And she's got great synergies, like with Heimdall, and she's a Asgardian character, so she does a lot of good synergies with other Asgardian characters too. Particularly with Heimdall, and she can do some synergies with Aegon, which increases Furies, and she can do some synergies with Angela. And there's a whole series of Fury synergies to look into that increase all of that stuff. And she is just nasty by herself when she charges up all of her Furies, but with all the Fury synergies, she becomes worse. Okay, who else? Terrax. Terrax is now, he got the buff a couple of months ago, and he is now the armor break champion. And so he doesn't do a lot of damage, but once he puts all those armor breaks on, his damage starts to blast up. He is immune to bleed, which makes him good, so he's a good one. And then on the side of that, I want a 6-star Angela. So as you can see here, I have a 5-star Angela who is rank 5. She is not maxed out as far as signature ability goes, but she is now at Sig ability 50. I need to get her to another 130, so I need to get her to Sig ability 180 to get rid of all of those damage over time buffs. And the other one that I want, I got a 5-star of her, is Captain Marvel movie, but I want a 6-star of her. So who do I want to awaken? So mainly, Corvus, I don't really care if I awaken him. He's not, I mean, he's great on his own. I guess awakening him will give me the ability to use Sig Stones on him, which will improve his PI, which should improve his damage and everything else. But with a PI up to 200, he will probably go to a 14,000, probably the same as Angela. But all his awakening does is give him immortality at 1%, and in my opinion, a champ that's at 1% is pretty worthless. So I don't really care about him. I got an Nihilus Awaken, don't care about that. I mean, I don't really have anyone that I really care to, maybe Venom. Venom gets some extra damage and some extra buffs when he's awakened. Hyperion gets some extra stuff, but there's a couple of champs down here that I want. Gamora, I want a 5-star Gamora just for the synergies. So I mean, as far as that goes, there's not a lot I don't have already out of these, and that we didn't go over already. Now for 6 stars, you can see I want the Angela. I want the Captain Marvel movie. I'd love to have a 6-star Corvus. 6-star Cosmic Ghost Rider would be great. 6-star Cull Obsidian would be great. 6-star Heimdall, 6-star Hela, 6-star Gamora, 6-star Ronan, 6-star Terrax. These are all the guys out of the Cosmics that I would really, really want. 6-star Venom. Venom would be pretty good too. And like I said, I'm not going to talk about Odin because he's too new. I've heard really great things about him, but very few people have him right now. So we'll have to wait until he comes out in some crystals, and he's put in some of the rotations of some of the crystals as well. So that's what I got for you tonight. Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I think tomorrow, let's look at the so here's the database for what I have and what I don't have. I think tomorrow we're going to talk about tech. So tomorrow we'll talk about tech, and we'll talk about what champions I want, and if they're champions I want, they're champions you want. So have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.